For sure.
Get in my nose a little bit, and you know, in the wintertime, your nose runs and it gets a little bit of snot in there, and it freezes, and it doesn't look that good, so I got rid of it. But the whole
I just keep it. Fuck it.
The whole shirt thing is, well, that's kind of a personal question. I have not tried to make shirt out of the same
fabric
material as the pants. I mean, my pants, these are nice pants. I don't get itchy in these. Tighty whities are good. They keep your scrotum close to your body so it doesn't hang so much. I mean, or tighter boxers, because you need to be tight in that region because you don't want floppy scrotum. And
okay, very good, very good topic. Nibble benders.
When I was young, Mr. Lady says that sometimes your brain can control things that it's inexplicable, psychosomatics or something. He said it was, because what happened was I went to a parade, you know, when I was probably about 5 or 6, and a horse was going by, and the horse stopped, and it had to have a pee and a poo. So, because you know, when you're on a horse and it has a poop, the whole thing shakes and the poop comes out. It doesn't come out looking the same as ours because they
What?
eggs.
What are you talking about, bro?
A big pee, a big head. Horses have big horse cocks. That's the big thing, and he was peeing. And Ricky came up behind me and pushed me, and I got caught underneath the horse pee, and got all over the shirt that I was wearing. It was a weird friggin' material that stuck me, and the doctors had to peel it off. Anyway, since then I get rashes when I wear shirts, and you know, you get pimply, and you know, I don't like friggin' shirts. They can friggin' suck it. Okay, so that's
Stop asking me.
Maybe my brain thinks that I can't wear shirts, so I'm not gonna wear them. Frig 'em.
Frig 'em.
I'd like to just read a letter from some of our previous radio listeners. This comes from Brian Kennedy. Says, "Dear Ricky Brown, are you an ordained minister?" Well, let's just talk about that for a minute. Ricky Brown don't need no motherfucking certificate to speak the Lord's word, right? The Lord came to Ricky Brown and spoke to him and told him what to do. Does Gloria need a certificate for the delicious potato salad? No. Do you need a certificate to say that you took, you know, the perfect cheat when you did after you ate too much food? And you get up the next day and, no, you know, Ricky Brown don't eat it. Because the word of the Lord can't be measured by a piece of paper. Now, I understand that there's a lot of pieces of papers in the book that I'm reading, but that's because it's the word on the page. Let's just continue, shall we? James, that's it. Be patient
its needles, spade, and all that stuff, all taken care of. Just ready to go. Let's see what this dojo's like. Based on her demeanor, I think she might like.
In this game,
Never have, since when?
but it's actually insanely hard. I hit buy and grab a pile of swords. The first 100 levels don't even count as gameplay. They just unlock the ability to finally start progressing. Then comes the endless merging, slow, tiring, sword into sword, until I have the very basics for my build. 8 swords that spin around my character. The honor runs above, slicing mobs non-stop. The first 500 levels, you're completely alone. No players, no help, just pure grind. What's next? Well, you have to reach level 750 just to unlock equipment changes. And only at level 1000 the game finally lets you change your character's skin. I buy more swords, switch to skills, pump damage, gold, XP, sword spawn, ancient bars, tiny beasts, barely noticeable. And the pet, upgrade after upgrade, still just crumbs. Artifacts, that's the real marathon. Damage, slow taps, tiny growth. Gold, upgrade after upgrade, barely moving. XP, 1% attack. Sword spawn, microscopic, boosts small changes, but together, they finally start to matter, giving you enough boosts to keep up.
Don't blink, is you blink. Doing whoops, having a wonderful day. Still watching Trailer Park Boys, right? And playing the tower. We're playing Dragon Traveler. The tower here, the tower here. We're faced with a problem right now. This sunrise is fantastic, and I got next to no videos to do. Actually, I have a couple videos I can do. I'm gonna make videos. I can make videos. Wanna fucking go? Let's fucking go. Okay, that's a good idea. Yeah. Because we do have the great weather. Let's visit.
There's some shoreline. There's some something hill. And there's AG-13. He said that's the great.
And we're back. We are back. Let's freaking go. Dude, incredible weather. I just wanted to show you. Okay, let's go. My apologies. Good. Don't blink, it's your boy Ink official. Everything else that having a wonderful day. It is super early in the morning. Don't really have little to do today. I'm gonna force myself in to see why. It's insane. For fuck's sake. There you go. Look at this. Guys, this is one of the nicer morning we've had in such a long time. So this is officially the start of Canada Day. It is 5 a.m. It is a sunrise. It is super early, but it is super nice. And like I said, I don't have any videos to do, but I really wanted to come on here and just just chill with you guys, just talk with you guys, enjoy the nice weather. Even though we're not really enjoying it, we're enjoying it by filming it. So yeah, we started our. You can hear in the background our boys' music or intro. We started our Canada Space Day special. I'm gonna show you the celebration too, which is kind of nice. And again, possibly had a couple story more for Canada Day, which is kind of cool. And the birds are completely going bonkers. And what is nice is even when we film here, there's so many birds that we're seeing. I really enjoy the fact that we found out how to do it and be able to show you, because the mirror didn't work. TikTok kind of worked, but you had the people message below, which is amazing when there's people talking, but when there's nobody talking, like, oh, na zdrowie. For me, for French, when I have to go back in. So there you go. So we start celebrating my my Canada Day. So we just did a lot of chilling. We've been recording for 9 hours, which means that we started 9 hours ago. Which means we started at, I want to say, like 7. There's just no way. Well, it kind of makes sense, right? We're for sure not gonna be staying up until 8 o'clock. I would love if I could go to sleep at like 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock, right? I would absolutely love that, because that would allow me to go not party, because it's not really considered a party per se, but still I would love to do that. So we've just been chilling. We've been listening to Treasure Park Boys, and I remember that I had movies to see, so when I do a huge movie review, there's gonna be so many movies, it's insane. Then I'm gonna be talking about, well, the celebration, I'm gonna talk about it, and then I'm gonna be reacting to a Cyberpunk trailer that dropped 2 days ago. I was gonna react to it tomorrow, but I just can't pass on such a nice weather, you know. And what I do love is I used to keep all of my blinds closed. I'm French. Now we're leaving them a bit open, right? It is kind of sweet. It is kind of really nice, you know. It is kind of really nice, and you know, I kind of wanted to do the Canada Day as a sort of an apologies. I started the video with saying like, okay, well, I'm French Canadian, you know, not Canadian, I'm French Canadian. And I want you guys to see something, you know. One of my neighbors have a Canada flag over here, right? What I'm gonna say is gonna get me a lot of hate and a lot of, you know, but in the city I was raised in, the culture I was raised in, having the Canada flag up was like, dude, you know, you're kind of like not necessarily a traitor, but like, no. You have the Quebec flag up, and most schools you have both flag up, because you need to have the Canadian flag up. So you know, of course I identify as Quebecois, but right now and for the foreseeable future, I live in Canada. So I have to respect Canada. I have to appreciate Canada. You know, when people are coming from other country, they're immigrants, they don't say I'm gonna immigrate to Quebec. I'm gonna say I'm gonna immigrate to Canada. So yes, I love the fact that I'm Quebecois. I love the fact that I live where I live, right? But I want to be a bit, you know, more forward. I want to be a bit more thankful for the land that we have, you know. The sad thing, the best thing is, like, over the years with making content, I met so many people, and a majority of them, when I say I'm French Canadian, they say, well, I say I'm Quebecois, I say what? And I say I'm Canadian, you know? And ultimately speaking, internationally, globally speaking, It's just my identity, but I have to start accepting it. I have to start embracing it. I'm embracing it. Not everybody. For example, I'm gonna say something that's disgusting, okay? But you get, for example, there's, I know, like I think it's the Philippines, but like there's like 300 like island. Imagine if every island had a people or a not a race, but a culture. And you say, well, I'm from this island, I am an X because this island number X. It's not X, it's just a figure speech, right? Some people, like, for example, I heard people say I'm from Togo. One of the rare places that I've seen is Togo. I met 2 people from Togo. It's a place in Congo, so there's a lot of place where you say where you're from and they tell you, and you're like, I don't know that place, you know. For example, we see broadwise, we see, for example, USA, right? People don't say they say I'm American, but they say I'm Texan. Okay, well, I'm from DC, I'm from the Bronx, I'm from Florida, I'm Californian, I'm Floridian, you know, South Carolinian. And I think it's also a question of culture, you know. I think talking about your identity as a country is a bit too broad. It's a bit too broad, right? But at the same time, it's weird because you take a place like Ireland, right? I haven't met a lot of Irish people, but the only place that I've heard from Ireland is Welsh. And they'll say, oh, I'm from Welsh, but then you think it's British, right? It's like, okay. Britain is one of the places that has a very importance to the where you're from. For example, I was having a live and I had 2 people that came up. One of them was from, I believe she was from New Hampshire, and one of my friend Lucio, my boy, he was from more of the countryside. So they were talking about the place they were coming from, and the culture seemed different, which is kind of nice, right? And then even then, you know, I'm lucky enough to be part of the sort of downtown mentality, downtown culture. But if you go like a really, really end farm, and I'm gonna say something again that I'm gonna regret later on, but I keep on seeing there's a channel in my algorithm because they don't for fat fuck, but it's a I believe a Chinese person, and she's cooking meat, right? And then the food looks so good, and then you look and it's really from like the farm, and then you realize that, okay, well, I had another video and it said, okay, well, this is the old tradition culture. What they do is they cooked it or they baked it in lard. This is why it has almost this gelatin texture. And I'm like, okay, well, the people, they eat good. These people, they eat good, you know, and they're lucky. But would I know exactly where it is? No. Would I visit? I would visit for the food for sure, but you know, it's so odd because you don't know exactly where. And I don't think it's complex. Also, you think about the mentality that you have to have. For example, okay, well, I discovered. Well, I'm hearing or I'm sensing a little accent. Where exactly are you from? You know. And then I think there's a sort of giving up. I think the older you get, the more people get confused, the broader you wear. Like, I don't feel like telling exactly where I'm from because people don't know, right? And we're very lucky in Quebec because you talk about Montreal and you're like, oh, I know Montreal. Kind of popular, right? So when people ask me exactly, like, I would say I'm Quebecois, they say, I don't know what that is. Like, this is where there's Montreal. Oh, I know Montreal. Which is weird that the city is more popular than the province. But hey, so today, and just to show you, look at this, bro. This is phenomenal. This is godly, dude. And just in time for the birds. Look at this. This is brilliant. Look at this. The nicest. But what I don't like is the clouds are coming because today there might not be celebration because of the temperature. There might not be anything, to be honest. it almost feels also like an agenda, right? See, guys, if you've been following the channel, chances are that you didn't start with day 271. Chances are that you started with day 100, day 50, day 10, a landmark, right? And chances are that you possibly heard me talk about or celebrating at Saint Jean. So you know how busy it was. Now, at Saint Jean, I had a bit more choices of what I want to do, right? So you have the Saint Jean, right? And you have the activity. For example, you have this. This is the Saint Jean. And this is Canada Day. Only that. The show I'm gonna want to see is from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That's what I want to see. That is what I want to see. But then what I'm gonna do is, which is gonna be important, I just want to see, because there's a show that tell you the story of tennis, I guess. Am I super interested? No, but it's the only thing that there is. So might as well do it, right? I'm gonna go on Facebook. I don't have a Facebook account. So, Facebook. Information. There you go. And you have to. There you go. Perfect. I know that there's a whole half a page white. What the heck's going on? Okay, good. Oh my god, you know what's insane? Look at this. This is where I'm from. Well, this is where I live. Look at this. This is yesterday or this morning. And guess what? You see this little thing? I filmed there. I was sitting on it when I filmed. Happy the day. Okay, good. So yeah, so there's not a lot of activities, and even if I'm looking, right now it's supposed to be raining right now, but it's not raining. Even if I'm looking, I don't think it's gonna be raining. Yeah, at night it's gonna be raining. That's why there's no show. But just to show you, like, they didn't really celebrate Canada Day, and that sucks, you know. So we're gonna go there. That's the only activity that there is. Listen, I have a choice between going to a sort of a party, if you will, and this. I think it's pretty cool. I think both are very similar, so I think I'm gonna be enjoying both. I'm gonna be able to spend the night here. So the plan would be to sleep a little bit, wake up at like 12:15, 12:30, do a couple of videos here and there just to show for the day. And it would be cool to start the day with that, right? I'm gonna bring the two phones. I think I'm just gonna bring one phone, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be bringing one phone. I think that's enough. And we'll be good to go. We'll be really good to go. It's a shame there's no concert, it's a shame there's no fireworks. There's possibly be fireworks elsewhere, but it depends if it rains. If it rains, there's no firework. If it doesn't rain, there is. Ultimately speaking, this year is the year I'm taking it kind of off. I'm taking it slower, right? And less activity is sort of good, sort of apropos, I would say, right? I don't want to have the focus on me, dude. What the heck? I did this especially if you're not focusing. Fuck, dude. But at the very same time, you know, it is what it is, and I think it's kind of cool. So that's it for today. And like I was saying at supper yesterday, you know, it was today I just wanted to come in, kind of explain myself a bit more, because I was thinking about what I was saying. I was like, dude, you're celebrating the country you're from, and you're feeling the need to, because that's how I was raised. More than anything else, you feeling the need to be like, yo, I'm not from this place. No, you are from this place. Stop it. You know, I don't know why, but mentality has to change, right? So we'll go there like at 1 o'clock, right? I just want to come on here. The worst getting to worst, what I'm gonna do today is I'm just gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be chilling, to be honest. 100%, 100 freaking percent, because we're gonna be watching Trailer Park Boys the whole day, and because we're gonna be watching Trailer Park Boys the whole day, it's sort of like I said, I was talking about yesterday. Like, I really want to push the fact that this is, for me, this is Canadian. This is Canadian pride, you know. And I think that's what I'm trying to say today and yesterday. When I see the Canadian flag, I don't think this is my flag. I see the Quebec flag as my flag. When I see the Canada politician, I'm like, yeah, they're my prime minister, but my prime minister is also French Canadian, right? Then I go further because I'm like, okay, well, to me, showing patriotism is watching Trailer Park Boys. It sounds silly, it is silly, but that's what it is, right? So yeah. Now what I'm gonna do is I got a couple of videos to film. I want to be out for like an hour, but I really want to sleep because I'm gonna go there all fucked up, and after that tonight I have a tournament. I have a tournament tonight, so I want to do it. I absolutely want to do it. Yeah. So love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to this special kind of day video. I was supposed to be sleeping right now because we got celebration this afternoon, but I'm seeing this and I just don't want to go sleep. So today is day 271 of Project Vendetta. It is the 31st or the 1st of July. Yeah, it's the 1st of July today. It sounds insane that how fast it goes. And yeah, so like I was saying, today we're doing movie review. When I say one of the biggest movie review, because we have so many movies. Some of them I watched yesterday, some of them I watched today. Today we were focusing on sort of editing, uploading. So it was a bit of a boring day, but I watched movies. So the very first movie that we watched, was what? Was Alien vs Predator. We watched Predator. So the first one with Arnold, because I'm watching on this application called Tubi, and Tubi gives you older shows or older movies. By the way, I got copyrighted, so fuck you. No, joking, but still. Isn't that movie like 30 years old? Chill. And you don't even see it, you just hear it, right? So it's kind of bullshit. I'm gonna see if it's I'm gonna see if because I have to pay attention to that. I don't pay enough attention. Then I'm like, holy shit, dude, I have so many freaking things that are not good. That was a brilliant sentence, bro. Wow. Okay, just give me a sec. Heaven or hell, we'll have to wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen. Because I know I uploaded shit, but I don't know what I uploaded 100%. Don't make a sound. Okay, so I'm gonna do day 271. I still have a lot to do today. Day 271. Everything X DPB Idol Part 10. Got a game, I got a movie, I got games, and I got Cyberpunk to check out. But what I'm afraid of is I'm not gonna be able to sleep. And today I want to celebrate Canada with you guys. Boo. Good. So, like I said, we're watching the movies, and the choice of movie is kind of it's kind of odd because yes, these are movies. I want to show you also something. I know it's very confusing, but trust me. Like, you guys, I've been out for 20 minutes, and the amount of cloud that just came in is crazy. Which I do think is nice because that means that I got the sunrise the best on camera, which is kind of the most important part. Right? So, you do have a lower amount of movies that platform like Netflix, like Hulu, like Paramount Plus, like whatever, right? And yeah, so you have a lower amount, and you have to be careful because at the end of the month, which is today, a lot of movies are going. So you're like, oh shit, I want to watch these movies, but they can leave today. So before we start with Predator, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead with multiple movies. Announcing every single movie that I'm gonna do. There's Predator, Predator 2, Predator 3 wasn't on there. AVP, and it was Predator, Alien vs Predator number 2. There was Predator Chucky. There was another movie? Yeah, Be Cool, which was okay. So Predator, the first one is in acquired taste. It's very specific. It's very sort of fan services in the worst ways or in the best ways, right? And of course, when you compare the first one with the second one, in my opinion, the second one is better. But most of the second one I don't really like. I like the first one a lot more. So I think out of the two, I think the first is the better movies, but the second is the better scenes. The first one is so good is because you got a group of people that are mercenary. They're all action movie star, and they're going and they're hunting something, and like we don't know what we're hunting, but we're hunting something very specific, right? And it's the Predator. He has his equipment. There's no mention of where he comes from. There's no mention of the lore. It's just a movie where there's this bad guy that comes out of nowhere, and you have to fight him. So this is really cool because it's just an action movie for being action movies, right? The fighting scene is actually pretty cool. Arnold is the biggest star, which means that he is the one last one standing. There's this huge meme where there's him, and I believe there's a guy that plays Apollo, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. And they shake hand, and you got the biceps, and they're both fucking huge. So it's kind of crazy, right? So the movie itself is actually pretty good. It's just the fact that Predator takes down the elite of the man race or human race in such a little time, right? And it's like, okay, well, there's no really challenge, right? The challenge instead is Arnold understanding how it works. The beautiful, most amazing scene is at the end. Arnold does a battle with the Predator. He he didn't lose, he didn't win. Then he gets to prepare himself, so he used all of his equipment, all he has. It's a really nice, really well played, really well done. My only gripe with it is they did a movie in 2018, I believe, which is called The Predator, and they copied a lot of it. So I'm like, dude, what the fuck, you know? But at the same time, I think the first one is phenomenal. I think it's a great action movie. However, when you look at the second one, you think the second one is way better. Second one, we're gonna go with the second one because it's not in order, but I'm gonna do it in this order. Second one is a lot better. So now you're moving to the city. So the city increase the stakes, increase the game, increase everything, and it's kind of weird because today was a weird day. I watched movies again that I didn't choose. I chose, of course, but I didn't choose as priorities. And I was watching Bride of Chucky, and there's a lot of it that is sort of Chucky-ish about a second movie, right? So there is the second movie, and it's when we're going really in the lore. The movie is a police force, and they're going in the streets, and they're fighting. The first scene is they're fighting this almost guerrilla, and they put a lot of effort into showing that the guerrilla was super ready. There's nothing that's gonna come in their way. They're ready to freaking go, bro. They're ready to bang. If you like UFC, you know what I'm talking about. And then the Predator kills them also. It's to show that he was very strong. What I loved about the movie is all the police force, they had this specific gun. Almost a tailor-made gun, and like, holy shit, what's going on here? The graphics are not super good, but for the time, it's amazing. So then, he starts saying things. He starts saying the Predator, right? And he starts saying things like, holy shit, dude, this guy is possibly after me. And what is cool about the Predator is he goes in, And this is where the lore kind of is important. So the lore of Predator is their hunter, right? Which is sucky because you get a lot more Predator lore out of enemy's Predator than Predator itself. Like what the fuck, dude? But at the same time, you know, they do what they want. It's their IP, I guess. So coming back to the movie itself is actually really good, really fantastic because of just a bunch of elements. It's just like, for example, right? You don't know what it is, right? And the main actor is Daniel Glover. They play on the fact that he's black. Again, this is a movie from the 80s. There was possibly a lot of racism left. You go see the voodoos, right? You go see his brother. And his brother is very connected to the spiritual world. It's like, I know exactly who the demon is. And he has having vision and he saw it. And you don't know if it's true or not, but he saw it. And the Predator is there. So the Predator goes in and he's a hunter. So every single planet that he visits, right? Possibly the best way to see it is Predator Badland. Predator Badland is possibly the best movie to understand how Predator works. So, for example, they'll say like, okay, well, there's this guy and he's weak and he's a runt and he's not strong. He has bad vision. He has like, I think he has like one arm missing. He's fucked, right? He goes to the planet and is like, dude, I'm gonna take care of the biggest, baddest monster. And I'm gonna get the respect that I deserve because I'm one of you guys, you know? So that's why when he comes to Earth, he goes to see like who the strongest warrior. And the strongest warrior happens to be Daniel, the Glover character, right? So he follows him. You see the brother, he kills the brother, which is kind of insane, right? At the end, why it's such a good movie? Because you're seeing a lot of the show. Look how nice this is. My 50% batteries. No, I did not know that was gonna get I played in sunrise. I did not know, so this is why the battery's so low, but it's okay. So like I was saying, you don't really get the lore of the Predator, but you get a lot of information. For example, he loses a weapon he used against Daniel, and Daniel pick it up, and then he used a weapon to cut off his arm, right? And then his arm is cut, so you get to see all his preparation, his equipment, what he has, how it works. So, dude, that is really cool. This is really cool because you're not necessarily seeing everything, but you're seeing a lot of the information that makes it like a great warrior. The best part about it is at the end, he fights. He followed the Predator and the ship. He fights. He loses. The Predator loses. Daniel Glover character is surrounded by warriors, and they give him a weapon to show that we respect you. So this is really fucking cool. This is really fucking cool. Now, I could go with Bride of Chucky. I could actually go with Alien vs Predator 2. I could do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Right. So with Alien vs Predator, out of all of the movie of Alien Predator that I've seen, except perhaps for Badland, this is by far the best. I was never really a fan of the aliens. I was more a fan of the Predator. I don't know why. But yeah. So maybe because they're clever. I don't know, like, if you could do a sort of similar concept of Predator Badland with aliens, right? I don't know if you could. So, Alien vs Predator 1 is one of the best movies of this franchise, by far. It is so good. It is full of information. It is full of freaking information. Yes, there's times to be cringe, but the whole movie is just so freaking great. So freaking great. And the way it's written, it is written like a masterpiece. Now, I do know that there's books about Alien. I don't know if the book was well written or the script was well written. Don't think it matters. But hey, he did a good job. So the story is they discover this place, right? And there is this weird warmth mechanism, right? So now they explore the scene, they explore everything, and they find out 3 cannons. Now, because you saw Predator, you know the cannons are cannon from Predators. Otherwise, you wouldn't know, right? So you go in and you see the weapons, right? And like, holy shit, dude, those are Predator cannon, right? And they go on this hunt. There's this girl. Her father was really she's the best. She's the most knowledgeable person. Holy shit, look at this. I just feel like I'm gonna be missing the whole thing, but it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. I didn't know because it was supposed to be cloudy this morning. Fuck. But 12%, bro, and do the 12%. Who cares? So yeah, so she go in. Now they find no cannon. But the cannon, when they pick it up, that's with a sequence. They're trapped in a tomb. It's like a tomb, right? And then the aliens get birth, right? So then they start reading because there's an archaeologist. They're there to like really read their writings, right? They discovered that this is a hunting ground. They discovered that alien or predator were coming here. They were guiding to us, right? And this is insane because they show us a lot, but then the price was a lot, right? What they would do, it would take sacrifices. And the way the sacrifices explained is amazing. So basically you have a queen alien. Like, holy shit, this is dangerous, what's she doing here? You don't know why it's chained up. The way they delve the information, the way they give the information is amazing. Because you have a lot of elements. For example, you got the eggs, you got the crawler, you get the alien queen. There's a lot going on, right? So then, what happened is, I didn't see promoted this, by the way. This is why I don't know much about it. But so what happened is, there is, yeah. So when you pick up the predator used to come, and they used to ask us sacrifices. So what they would do is, they would take people, they would hatch eggs of aliens, and the eggs would attack the predator. And when they would hunt, and when they would lose, they would blow up everything. So this is why there's no proof. This again, it's super smart. Because why there's no proof of alien being there? Because they wiped it off, right? Because they lost, right? So they come in. Now what happened is, so the cannon, they were too late. There were too many eggs open, and there were too many people coming in. So then the alien comes in and they free the alien mom. So the alien mom is coming in. So lore-wise is amazing. The whole story about the predator coming to Earth is amazing. My favorite part is possibly the fighting. See, the fighting is really cool. I think there's a lot here. I think there's a lot to show. I think there's a lot that is really noteworthy. I have to say, a lot of it is super interesting. A lot of it I highly recommend. The fighting is nice. My favorite part is at the end, like, the predator knows that he's fucked, he's the only one. The unback groups a tree. And his two comrades is broken, are killed. There's this girl that helps him. And she's shown like she's a good fighter, so he helps her fight. And at the end they win. That's kind of cool. There's a bit of cringe moment, for example, there's a sled, right? And they run away from the sled, they run away from the tomb. The predator just trusts her, like, oh yeah, no problem, I'll take this sled. That's a bit of a problem. Now, moving on, because I got so much to do. I don't have that much time. The much time. It's a shame because, like, you would have spent 20 minutes more and you would have been good. My 30%, which means like 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, right? But I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna record from back in. It's not a big deal. So the next movie is Brother Chucky. So you guys know that I love Chucky. Again, recap. I've discovered a movie which was Curse of Chucky. I bought it because it was in a cheap bin. I didn't have a lot of money. Fell in love with the series. I started watching the 1, 2, 3, and then I heard there was a Brother Chucky and a Seed of Chucky. Now the fun thing is, Brother Chucky and Seed of Chucky are a horrible movie. They're shit. They're complete shit, right? And then so I started watching the 1, 2, 3 a lot, and I knew that the two of them were shit. I didn't download them. But years later, it's like I don't remember watching that movie. I think we watched Bride. Seed is not on Tubi. I cannot watch Seed. The Bride is such a horrible movie. So I'm going to talk about the good points, the bad points, because technically speaking, the movie is kind of like a masterpiece. Not a masterpiece like The Room, but it's supposed to be a masterpiece. For example, Brother Chucky and Seed of Chucky are a comedy. So they realized that people were finding Chucky funny. They were finding Chucky to be likable. They were liking Chucky. The primary reason for Chucky, the villain, is Andy Bargain. Okay, Andy Bargain. And Andy Bargains, right? This, the Church of All, and you see now, this Ooh, it's so nice now. Leave the other side outside. Big deal. There's a charge plate. I hate outside. They look good, but there you go. Exactly good. See, so, oh, now we pick up the other phones, except for the one that's so many outside. Such a shame, dude. The students left, not even. And when you look at the original trilogy of Chucky, or Child Play, sorry, this is what it is. It's amazing. You start with a guy, which is Charlie Ray, which is kind of this evil dude that through voodoo was able to to resurrect, right? And then you have Andy, who is a victim at the first, right? And then in the second one, you have the realization that, okay, well, Chucky's gonna come after me, right? And Chucky, I'm the only one that can defeat him. And the third one, you get Andy running a military school, becoming a badass and killing Chucky. Now, I don't like the ending. I want Chucky to be the one to survive, you know? But hey, so in Bride and Seed, they're like, dude, they don't really need, right? And then what they did is they did Cult, or Curse the Chucky. That's the one I was watching a lot. Curse the Chucky, like, fuck it. We're not gonna get Andy Barkin back. We're gonna get somebody else, which is Fiona Dourif, which is the daughter of Brad Dourif, who plays Chucky. Fun fact. So yeah, all this is to say, so in Brad Chucky, they realized that it was kind of like a comedy. They really push a comedy, right? So talk about Tiffany, which is the ex of Chucky. She ends up being insane, big surprise, and she wants to be with Chucky. So Chucky was asking her to marry him, but he didn't really ask her. She imagined it, so that's why she stayed loyal to him. She gets the evidence back. She resurrects Chucky, right? And it's kind of funny, right? So then she realized that Chucky's an asshole, and Chucky has always been an asshole. But I have to say, the books are better. The books are way better. The books are phenomenal. The books of Child Plays are phenomenal. Like, for example, in the books, you learn that Chucky's mom was a low person. Sorry, it's very hard to pronounce. Was a low person, and you also realize that his first murder was his own mom. That's not in the movies. Another part. Well, there's the implication that the father of Chucky was a murderer. There's a lot of implication that he was a murderer. That's possibly why he is, but it's not there. Yeah, so with Brian, Chucky, she was an asshole. She Chucky wants to eventually kill her. And it's like, you know what? I'm stuck in this body. I'm gonna be stuck in a doll body. You know, her in a doll body. And then she makes something up. And then she's it's such a horrible movie, but let's say that there's so many saving graces to it. She puts he puts her in a doll body. The neighbors of Tilly, which is Tiffany Tilly, is her mother. Well, not another young, as a character. Is a young that needs money, so it's an advent. So then she gets about Chucky, and then she tells Chucky, like, dude, I want to get my money back. He's like, well, now you're stuck in a house, so we need the amulet. If we have the amulet, so technically speaking, what happened was Chucky is the curse, right? The curse is the only person that can save Chucky is Andy Barkins. Why? Because you're supposed to take the body of the first person you tell. So, for example, Chucky, when Charlie Ray became Chucky, he told Andy Larkin, "Hey, I'm Charles Lee Ray," and because he told him that he's Charles Lee Ray, the only one he can trade soul with is Andy. This is a contract, right? So there is another option, which is the amulet that he had when he died, right? Like, hey, this amulet, it can save us. So they take this young couple, which is the neighbor and the daughter of the police officer, and they go. They go to get the amulet, right? So the saving grace of the movie. Try to think about, because I've been very negative with it. Think about what the thing to say first. There's a lot of funny moments. Like, for example, there's this goth kid in the beginning, and this goth thing wants Tilly, right? But then you realize that there's a real pictures of him, and he's a freaking nerd. So that made me laugh, right? The couple itself is actually kind of cute because they're going around, and Chucky and Tilly are in the back, and they're killing, because Chow plays about killing, right? And they're killing, and they're killing, and they're killing, and they're killing, and people think that to the couple, right? Now, my gripe with that, the thing that I didn't like as much was the fact that the couple thinks each other are the killer, but they're not acting on it. So they're just like, "Oh my god, you're the killer! No, you're the killer! No, hey, I think that you're the killer." So it's kind of, some of this is samey, and it gets old very fast. It's not a big deal, but it gets old, right? The gay best friend that's helping them, again, it's not that big of a deal, but they were very pro gay, and even you can see the Chucky, the son of Chucky, is his daughter is. It's confusing. I don't know if it's transsex or um, trans. Trans is when you have both. Trans is when you were born in the wrong body, I guess. I don't know how it works, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's also complex. So yeah. So when you do a show like this series of Chucky, and you're super LGBT pro friendly, LGBTQA friendly, you can say like, "Oh, we've always been," and that's the truth, right? So that's kind of pop. That's kind of cool. So they go, they steal. You see Tiffany. Tiffany started to, and you feel bad for Tiffany. The whole story is Tiffany being a victim. So she primes Chucky, and she primes Chucky, and she primes Chucky, and they have fun. But he kind of treats her like shit, right? And then there's actually kind of a badass scene. With the girlfriend and the boyfriend, which is the neighbor and the daughter of the police chief. They realize that they fight a lot. Like, okay, well, let's investigate, right? So Tilly makes some Swedish meatball, which is mentioned in the beginning that he likes it. It's never mentioned before, it's never mentioned again. The fact that he mentioned in the beginning to use it in the end is cool. This phone the whole night. Oh my god, I hate you. I'm gonna lose my mind. So this is working.
Shit, the ghost smell. No joke, man.
Okay. What I did is, because what I did is I recorded some live to watch later on when I stream. The reality is I recorded more live than I stream, which means that I have not as much time to watch them, which means that my phone is full and I don't know what to delete because I don't want to delete live. I'm just gonna get the phone back. Okay, grabbing the chair, of course. And our pamphlets as well. Because this is how we do it. And this is how we do it. Fuck, I need to sleep today's kind of day. I want to celebrate it, but I'm not tired. See, they've been going on for a while now. Okay. Crown Part 2. Crown Part 3. Day 271, Crown Part 3. We're uploading. Cause I need to upload constantly. I need to upload. Cause I am freaking crazy. I would wish, I would see, I would scream, I would dream. So yeah, so they pushed a couple to fight, which is a good scene because they're putting them against each other. But the end of the movie, I think the reason why the movie doesn't work is because it's supposed to be funny, but it's kind of sad because you just see. So it's complex because you're seeing Tiffany, and Tiffany is not annoying. There's a lot of characters that I find more annoying. Charles Lee Ray or Chucky is just an asshole here. He is just an asshole, but then again, you don't want to make him a nice guy because he has always been an asshole. Now, ultimately speaking, it gets the relationship does get better, and see the Chucky, but it's so complex because even in the see the Chucky. So at the end of Bride of Chucky, Tiffany betrays Chucky, and see the Chucky at the end. Tiffany betrays Chucky. So you're like, did you just do the same plot twice? And the answer is yes. So the whole movie you feel bad for Tiffany because Chucky is such an asshole, and when she betrays him, it's finally like, holy shit, this is kind of cool. The saving grace is a girl that's in a tough relationship or a not loving relationship, and she gets out of it. And it has to be our hero, which is Chucky, but still. Other than negative, I don't think that the couple of kids, not they're not kids, they're teenager, right? The couple of kids are not super not relatable, but they're not super, like, you don't care about them. They're just not super lovable. There's nothing special about them, so you just like, okay, well, Tiffany and Chucky are 10 times more entertaining. And that is pretty much it. That's it for Bride of Chucky. So again, horrible movie with a couple of saving grace. Like, for example, it's definitely the worst movie that I've watched in a while. Is it the worst movie ever made? No, the worst movie ever made is, without a doubt, The Room. And this blows The Room out of the water. But then, if your only like flex is that you're better than the Room, then you know it's not really a flex. Okay, next on the list, we have holy fuck! I didn't do Animated Superior 2. I didn't do it. I'm so sorry, guys. So Animated 2 to me was a bit lackluster, right? So the first one was really pushing about the alliance between the human and the predator. right? Just like before, and it's really powerful because like holy shit, this actually works, right? But and I do mean the but, uh, there is a couple of really sweet moments in the movie. For example, so in Predator, so basically the strength of Predator One was a single sentence said by the main character. The main character at one point says, "There's a war, and we're gonna have to start to choose which side we're on." Right? And the second one, they fix the problem. So it's alien with Predator, and the human are stuck in between, right? So it's more so about the humans than the alien with Predator, and it does matter. For example, I think in the first one the strength was there's a lot of lore. The second one there was not enough lore, there's a lot less, which actually gives the chance for the story to happen. I don't need to cushion it with the lore itself, right? It was an okay movie, nothing special about it though. It's a small town, there's a couple of endearing characters, but nothing special. Then we have this. Finally, movie of the evening, we have Get Cool. So Be Cool, I believe it's Be Cool. Wait a second, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go do here because here I got porn. Now I'm starting to be tired, which is good. This is why I'm having a problem talking. Not because I'm impaired. I'm impaired by sleep, dude. Okay, so John, Chili Palmer. Chili Palmer, Be Cool. And this is nuts. This is really nuts because I did not know that. So I didn't even know that Chili Palmer existed. And now you look at the two movies. There's 10 years difference. So Get Shorty, which is the movie that we watched. So Get Shorty, in my opinion, was possibly one of the better movies that I watched this month. We've been watching a lot of movies. After that, I wanted to learn more about Chili Palmer's adventure, which led me to watch Be Cool. Now, the craziest thing is, I didn't know they were a sequel. I didn't know they were together, right? So Get Shorty was like kind of like this movie that I didn't care about. I watched it because it was leaving that day, like I said in the beginning. It's like, okay, Chili Palmer's kind of cool. And then it gave me this movie, which is Be Cool. And the first title was like Chili Palmer, follow Chili Palmer adventure. Like, holy shit, it's kind of cool. So Be Cool is this really weird movie that kind of works but doesn't work at the same time. So Get Shorty was one of my favorite movies this month because the Chili Palmer was charismatic. It was a dude that knew what he's doing. There was confidence. There was a lot of confidence. It's just a good movie. It's just well made. You like the character of John Travolta at ease. There's a lot of Pulp Fiction. In Be Cool, the Pulp Fiction is pushed to the extreme because there's Uma Thurman in there. So it's really well made. Be Cool pros and cons. Okay, so basically Be Cool is what? Be Cool is the same story. So, and in the first movie, I'm gonna have to tell about the first movie. In the first movie, you get the main character, which is Chili Palmer, that comes in. And Chili Palmer is like, dude, I'm used to be a Shylock. I used to be like this really high-ranking guy in the mafia, but then my boss got killed. Oh, this is needing. The phone is too hot. It's gonna close soon. Sorry about this, guy. It's gonna be tough, but hey, no choice. So my boss is killed. Well, not killed. He hasn't hurt. And now I'm at the bottom of the barrel, right? The guy's in charge doesn't like me, and I don't like him. So the whole thing was I wanted to get into the movie industry because there's money to be made. Then my story is actually pretty freaking good. So, and the second one, which is Be Cool, wants to get into the music industry, right? So let's go with the cons and the pros at the same time, because there's so many. The pros, if you watch the first movie, that's also a con though. You guys watch the characters, like Danny DeVito is there, especially the characters that was there in the beginning are there. Is there enough? No, Johnny Depp is not there. I think the only one that's there is Danny DeVito. Chili Palmer is a bit more retracted there. You don't feel the same way about him. It feels like, it's almost like a comedy. In the first one, he feels like a charismatic guy. And this one, they're pushing him a bit more than they're able to badass. More than think about it. People like, dude, you don't know shit. And then he's like, cool, actually especially the more you tells, like, for example, this guy is like, hey, you're like you're a gangster, but you're really rich, right? And you're both a gangster, and it's kind of funny because he has her dominance in a smart way versus being charismatic, like, hey, it's not, right? Ultimate no pussy. That's okay. We're almost done. We're almost freaking done. This is my last movie today. That's good. So yeah, pros, the movie is actually really good. The singers are really good. It's really talented. There's a lot about the music. I feel like Uma Thurman did a really good job. John Travolta possibly did less of a good job for the second movie than the first, but Uma Thurman saves the day. Tenfold. The music industry is not that interesting to me, so I was just going to get the movie industry. The number of actors in there is crazy. Vince Vaughn plays this character that is sort of like a gangster. Possibly, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that. Wiga. If you know what a Wiga is, it's a Wiga. I don't know what you say. It's a Wiga. You got the story of Adam Sandler and Lil Nicky that plays the manager. You get The Rock with hair. It's insane. There's a lot of characters. There's the guy who plays Paul Kellerman and Prison Break. So this is insane, and it's sort of nuts because there's so many like. There's the guy from the barbershop, is the guy from Haunted House, the priest in Haunted House. There's a lot of characters. Where the movie fell short, again, John Travolta, I preferred him first. Vince Vaughn and his manager, they're boring. So they're a character that's kind of endearing. They're well put together. They're well acted, it's not a problem. But it just feels like villains. It just feels like, I swear to God, they made me think, and I'm sorry to say that, they made me think of Jess and James and Pokemon. You're going, oh, that night we will plan, oh, you're gonna work that way. Does it work? We'll be back. And I think, what the fuck? Like, what is this movie about, you know? And they just come over and over and over again. The movie also feels very long. Not because it's long, it's 2 hours, and there's a lot of repeat sequence, where there's a lot of similar linear, right? So it's not that creative, it's not that original, it's not that great. However, there's a lot of good scenes. For example, The Rock plays is sort of, it implies gay, but it's not said. So it plays this feminine version of him. So now that he's doing that, I'm like, dude, he must have really got to one of the role, right? Uma Thurman is a huge role because she's sort of cool. So you got sort of Chili Palmer, which is John Travolta, in the mastermind and really telling them like, hey, this is how you avoid being in trouble. For example, there's a scene where the people that are owed money to, so they have this record label, and they're owing money to a group of people. I don't know because there's a specific name they use. There's even Angie 2000. There's 2 appearances from Black Eyed Peas, the whole group, and he tells them, Paul Kellerman and Uma Thurman, okay, be cool, this is what you're gonna do, this is what you're gonna do, but it works. Like, cool, this is fucking gangster, right? But no, because it feels so bossy. And again, like my problem with the movie is, you really understand what they were trying to do. So for example, you got this scene, right? And in this scene, they just got almost like intimidated, like, well, you owe us 100,000, you're gonna pay up right now. And Uma Thurman and Paul Kellerman is like, and then you got Chacha that intervene, and people don't like him, they're like, who are you, this guy? And then we convince them because he knows information about the daughter of the guy in charge. Again, I'm not saying the name because I don't remember the name of the actor, sorry. And then they go out and he turns to Uma Thurman and he's like, hey, like at least tonight, are you interested? And it's supposed to be this badass moment where he doesn't care, but just comes out like cocky, he just comes that out. Cocky, arrogant, doesn't care about the life of people. Could have gotten them killed. It feels very arrogant, right? Like I don't like that. It's just a movie that they Alien vs Predator 1. Yeah. No, sorry, 2. They put it in the first one. Yeah. I would say Alien vs Predator, but I think that when the best thing that you have is the lore. You know, and there's a lot of things that are boring. For example, this guy with a camera. Oh, I have to film everything. And, okay, I get it. You want to impress your kid. It just comes off as annoying. So that's pretty much it. So I'll let you guys go. Ready for 4 minutes. I'm sorry I'm a bit tired. When I'm tired I don't speak out well. I'm sorry about that. But I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, it's your boy Link. Welcome to the show. We're going to have a wonderful day. Have a glorious day 271 of Project Vendetta. Another day. Today we talk about the movie, the games that we tried. I'm a bit tired, it's going to be a bit harder, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to succeed. I'm going to do it together. Hell yeah, right? So, of course, I'm going to talk about the game that I did like, that I did not like. Talk about the game for today. I'm going to be playing Trailer Park Boy Crazy Money. Today's kind of the day, and I want to play a Canadian game for that. That's the game that I chose. Trailer Park Boy Crazy Money, there's so much to talk about. It was so popular back then. Because back then everybody did it. Everybody did this sort of idle game where you collect resources. There was this one, there was this WWE, which was the exact same. There was this Rogue Sled, which was a Glee Farm. That was exactly the same thing. There were so many games like that. And Trailer Park Boys' only selling point was we're using the characters from Trailer Park Boys. It didn't work because they got me hooked. You had a chest every 4 hours. I would wake up during the nights to pick up the chests. Absolutely. I was hooked on it. And it was a great game because you had so many characters, you had so many costumes. So it was really nice. It was really nice. I'm not saying that this is my favorite game, but last year what I did which was crazy. They took it out on YouTube, by the way. Last year, the other day, I played Trailer Park Boy Greasy Money the whole day, and I've listened to the Trailer Park Boy podcast the whole day. It was on YouTube, now it's not on YouTube anymore, so check it out. Why? I don't know. So, it's a great game. It's not going to be playing eternally, but if I play for 1 week, play for 1 week, play for 2 weeks, play for 2 weeks. It's fun, and it's content, you know, so who gives a shit? It's content, so who gives a shit is the greatest line I'm gonna say today. Okay. The second game, we were playing Dungeon Sister. So I was looking for an idle game because I was playing Seven Nights Idle, which is the perfect idle game. You don't need to go further. It is the perfect idle game. It is unbelievable. Honestly, the perfect game, right? And I was like, okay, well, guess what? Dungeon Sister would be cool because right now what we're doing is, for example, we're streaming 12 hours. I have the tower open for 12 hours and I have Seven Night Idol. So I would like a second game. I was like, you know what? You should do 4 hours of Idle Night and 4 hours of Dungeon Sister, right? And that would be cool. And it's like, if this works, then you're done with it, right? So my goal was that, right? And I was like, you know what? That actually could work. I played a game, it was really fun, but I have to do this. My apologies. Sorry guys. Sorry. Sorry. Second part, and I'm gonna put it at the second part because why not? I was playing Dungeon Sister and it just didn't feel the same. I did like the retro, I did like the action, I did like the whole thing, but it just felt a little bit too, not repetitive, but a little bit too plain. Yeah, plain. Not enough spices. So we're not gonna play it. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but you know the craziest thing? Dungeon Sister would have been the game that I chose if I didn't figure out about Seven Nights Idol. Seven Nights Idol is just fucking great. It's just so good. Nice game. I'm not trying to hurry, but I want to sleep, to be honest. And I'm sorry I'm complaining, but it's a fact. Oh, the fucking apartment is so hot. Next part, we have Idol Museum. Idol Museum, I was looking for an idle game. So when I upload, when I, download, when I do my stuff, when I work behind the scene, I like to have an idle game in the background. Idol Museum was actually really cool. So at this museum, the more you increase certain exhibits, the better the exhibits are. They actually show. It's really cool. I like the fact that they're like small character jumping from square to square. I really did like that. The game is cute. The game is simple. It's a great time waster because, for example, you'll have the museum, you'll have cash to increase your facility, so super simple, super common. You'll have robber that'll come in, try to rob you. You'll have robbers. You'll have what? You'll have garbage on the floor, so you have to pick that up. So, and in two cases, you have to click on the screen, so it's kind of nice because it brings you back to reality. However, it's boring. It's not boring in the sense of. It's not boring in the sense of there's nothing to do. It's boring in the sense of you play for 20 minutes and you're done. Okay, well, that was a great time waster. And I want you guys to understand something. The game itself is absolutely phenomenal. I would love to be able to pick up the phone for 20 minutes and be like, you know what? I'm gonna play this. I'm going to work. I'm going on the bus. I want to relax when I listen to music. This is the perfect game. But in my case, I'm playing it, so I'm like, dude, it's not enough. It's not entertaining enough for me to play it in the active fashion, which again beats the purpose, which is an idle purpose. So yeah, we played Idle Planet Miner. So Idle Planet Miner is a great story. So back then I was okay. So back then I used to play it a lot. One of my most popular videos, if you look at it, is Idle Planet Miner. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Idle Planet Miner was this game. So this is a very sad story. It's a true story. I'm gonna show you. It's I think it's in England, but I'm not sure. It might be in ink. Public private. What is that? Views. No. Visibility sort by. Sort by. Most viewed. Holy shit, we're having a lot of freaking. We're having a lot of freaking views, bro. Okay, so it's not the right channel. Give me a sec, guys. Because I think I feel like it's important as to why we like the game. This is not the reason why I like the game so much, but of course, when something works, it works, and I'm happy about it. Short videos. We're gonna do sort by visibility. I'm dumb. See, I'm tired. That's why I'm having a harder time. The video on the gaming channel that has 12,000 views did the most is this Idle Planet Miner, the tower, Idle Planet Miner, Mega Tower, 830, insane amount of views. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm super hot. I'm just gonna be turning on this. I think I'm gonna get some water too. Don't worry, I'm gonna take you with me. How much better do I have? Do I have time? 100%. That's what's so stupid. So yeah, I don't play Miner, I used to play it. The reason as to why it's so dumb. I'm telling you right now, it's so dumb. So I was playing the tower, and by then I just had a crown. And I was thinking that the game was a bit less idle than I wanted to. And again, I was spending 3 hours uploading and doing shit like that. So I was like, you know what? I need a game that's more idle. Should I Planet Idle Miner? And then I was dealing with shit back then. You know why? You know why? And this is a true story, and you're gonna freak out. You're gonna freak out. This is the word and the Bible. Truth. Because I was like, dude, I love this game. The Tower Crown that was insecure because I was like, dude, I'm playing a game for every single day. And back then, we were making mistakes. One of the biggest things that I made with Crown, I spent a year that was working in tier 1. I'm gonna joke. Yeah. So I was like, maybe I'm not made for that. So I tried to play it, but I had minor idle a little bit. It was fun. But the problem, I don't play minor, which what I found was what? It's pretty simple. If you look at the videos, and again, I swear to God, this is true. I swear on everything that's sold, this is true. I swear on everything that's sold. And this is the entire truth. Look at this. I don't play minor, right? 11 hours. 9 hours. Somebody said, look at this, how did you play this for 12 hours straight? I said, I have friend, this is just a bunch of 1 day video. So I played until I got 12 hours of gameplay, and I merged them using CapCut. True story. True story. True story, dude. This is kind of why I stopped. Because the game itself isn't that bad, it's not great. Okay. I have to restart that. Chant. Be too much complaining because this is a great game. The favorite that I had was I was playing a game that felt like the tower. It was the main drive simply. This is why it's so important to me. Right? But it was kind of boring. So what I would do, sometimes with 30 minutes, an hour, I would keep it on my phone, and then when I had 12 hours, I would submerge them. How insane is this? Who does that? So that I was doing it, right? So first of all, it was taking too much space, and it was taking too much time. It would take me like 12 days or like 2 weeks to fill it up, so I was like, oh, this doesn't make sense. And the game itself was nice, but it was kind of, not super boring, but not as fun as a tower. So why did we choose it? You wanna know why? You wanna know why? I'm gonna show you why. Perfect. Let's have some fun this week. Let's take a ride on your dick. Extra quarter, that's what I use. Okay. Look at this. You have a new phone, and the goal is to have 2 games that are idle, running. And I don't plan it minor, so this is bad because I'm coming back from a time where I found that this game was too boring, and I wanted to do it. Now, ultimately speaking, what I'm going to say, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not going to play this game if it's not idle. So, for example, look. You got double victory. This is fantastic. So if I play this, it's not going to be as boring. It'll be more fun. Also, my mentality changed. Back then, I wanted to do some big videos. Today, I'm okay with making smaller videos. We have Crafter. Crafter. Where are you? I got 26. Okay. We have an achievement unlocked, Crafter. There you go. Collect. Love the Crafter. Nice. And yes, like I'm saying, it's not the most interesting game, but it's not a bad game. So there's a couple of things that really sort of drew me back to the game. So the first thing that drew me to the game, I'm gonna be completely honest, was the name. It was Tech Tree. I fucking love the tower. I fucking loved it back then. Fucking love it today. I was like, you know what? I trust them. Right, that old miner was possibly the best one. I also played Ball Breaker. But what I did, I made a mistake. I played on this. Look how nice this is. Fucking at the tower. Look how gorgeous my sword is. Unbelievable. So yeah, so I trust it. And I played for 2 weeks. Back then, I had unlimited funds. I bought, I think it was like 4 ships. Today I'm possibly gonna be, not today, but sooner than later, I'm possibly gonna be buying starter pack, epic pack, move ads. Possibly be buying them. Because they're great games. I'm gonna be honest, they're great games. But at the same time, you know, so what brought me back? Well, I kept seeing the ad. I know that they changed, did a complete graphic overhaul. The reason is I got an ad today, show me that. They had a graphic overhaul, but that's not it. There's more to it. They did, it just did a lot for the game itself. For example, they had a new, check it out, Idle Planet Miner. Idle Planet Miner. Okay, event. What's new? Version 3.8. Fixed Art Network. Rate this app. And we're playing it. 5 star. I played the game in Spirit a couple months ago, a couple months off. Freaking awesome. You see? Yeah, so I'm gonna see how it goes. Like, this is a test to how much I want to play. But at the same time, I do think that the two of them will be good. And I do think that the two of them have a very similar vibe. So if I can do the two of them together, it's fun. Look at this. I just think it looks, you cannot see because it's too bright. Sorry about the noise, it's too hot and it's gonna overheat. You can tell me that this is not beautiful? And again, we started to play for like 2 hours ago, so of course it's not gonna be the best. So there you go, that's it. That's it. Now, I haven't played the game in a while. I don't know how it works and stuff. So, and the last one we have Dragon Traveler. Dragon Traveler is a special game. Special game that I started 2 months ago. I found out myself that I didn't have enough time. Didn't have a plan. No longer things like that. And I didn't give it a chance. I gave it 2 days chance and like, I'm done. So I remember having a lot of fun with it, and I wanted to give it another chance. And I was like, you know what? If I am to give it a second chance, I'm going to give it a second chance. And to me, it's important that we give it a second chance because otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? So on that note, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. That makes sense. What? I'm winding down towards mids. Where did she pull it out? Ah, safe out. 2 in Sky Tool. But instead, indeed, welcome to the Dream Show. Hope you're doing well because I had a wonderful day. Welcome to a very long reaction video for a show that I fucking adore. Yes, I swear. My apologies, Night City. Choose. Yes, we're talking about Cyberpunk Edge Runner Season 2. So, I want to come on here to do the reaction. The reality is I could have done it today, I could have done it yesterday. The video came out yesterday, but the weather was so nice. Like, you know what? I know you're tired, put in effort, it's worth it. Over the phone, battery died, and I was like, oh well, let's go inside, right? So, before we go, I want to talk about my first Cyberpunk. Why? I have a bit of I have a little bit of problem with some, not all reaction content, but I do have gripes with some reaction contents. To me, sadly, it often feels that people are reacting to things because they're popular. People are reacting to things that are gonna get them views. And again, the goal is to have views. I understand that. But if your sole purpose is to get views, for example, and I'm sorry to the person. I don't hate the person. I know they receive a lot of hate. I'm gonna take an example, right? It was Nick 830. Sorry, Nick. I think your content is amazing. He's a Fortnite YouTuber, and he was reacting to the Bleach collab, and you can clearly tell he didn't know what he was talking about, and he just looked like a fool. And people noticed that, and they're like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" Little gaming inside. I'm addicted. I'm a gamer. What can I say? Right? What can I say? So I don't like that. So when I do a reaction show or a reaction, I like to for it to be something that is meaningful to me. My story in Night City is super simple. I heard the game was gonna be awesome. I heard a lot of good things about the game. Um, I heard it was the same creator, director as The Witcher. I'm not a fan of The Witcher. My simple reasoning is, to me, The Witcher is a great game. I just have a gripe with durability. If I'm working to get a weapon or an armor, I grew up playing Final Fantasy on Game Boy Advance. Let's say GBA. Don't give me durability. That's my only gripe, right? That's my only gripe, to be honest, right? So not a big thing, but still. So that city came in, and I was like, dude, this could be cool. And again, it was supposed to be this MMO, and I saw some ads to it, but it was just something that I was super interested in, and I had a great job back then. I had a great job, right? So I pre-ordered it. Guess what? This is a true story. I swear to God. I swear on everything that's holy. Everything that's holy. I received the game during the pandemic. True story. 2020. It was released when? It was released in 2020, I believe. And I freaking adore the game. I'm playing non-stop. You guys have to understand that during the pandemic, I was a gaming. I was not making content, so there was no use for me to go out of the house. I was just gaming and gaming and gaming and ordering on Amazon. It was a good life. Believe me not, my first playthrough of Cyberpunk is 300 hours. My first playthrough of Cyberpunk contains the following: me watching the entirety of The Office, Parks and Recs. It was another show. Wentworth. I watched Wentworth on that Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was just a great escape from reality. It was just great. The story was good, but I gotta be honest, I was making the wrong choices. I just let the story happen. For example, in Cyberpunk, you have multiple paths. I just followed the path of V. It was the not of V, of Johnny Silverhand, because it was the first one there, right? When Quentin Reeve was involved, I was super happy. I also watched Friends. Yeah, I watch a lot of shows. What I was doing is I was waking up, playing Cyberpunk, going to bed, playing Cyberpunk. That's all I did. So my pandemic was 6 months worth, right? 200 hours, not hard to believe. It's not hard to do. And what I watched also Community, but I don't think it was my first time. I think it was my second time though. I'm not sure. But it was just this great game. It was just this great game, and it was really tough for me. It was a very sort of instrumental moment in my life, right? Which I think also led me to being a content creator. Um, Cyberpunk when it released was a ton of lags, ton of bugs, ton of game crashing. I got extremely fucking lucky. I had possibly 2 bugs in the whole playthrough, and that was it. That was it. When I said I played poorly, by the way, I just want to come back on that. Is I missed most of the mission. For example, you know the mission where your neighbor is kind of wanting to unalive himself. I had time to see him, to do my missions, to come back to him being dead. And like, oh, I missed. Instead of being wondering why he's dead, I just like, you know what? That's life. Yeah, I'm an asshole. Now because I'm a content creator, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it. So why did it influence me becoming a content creator? Well, super simple. And this is everything I'm gonna say today is true. And to me, this is why Cyberpunk is so important. I was hearing people complain and put the game down and really, really take down the game and say this game is shit. And I was like, no, bro, this game is good. And I was like hearing a lot of people that were very vocal about negative experience versus very few people that was talking about the experience being negative, right? So yeah. Now I got an even better story for you guys. This is insane, bro. After the season 1 come out, I'm like, oh my god, I like Cyberpunk. Let's watch it. I go to work that day. I worked in my life, and something troublesome happened. Something very troublesome happened. I go in, and I go in with my electric scooter. Can you believe this shit? There's rain outside. My electric scooter doesn't work in the rain. Taking in the rain is not gonna work. Which we broke. We broke it that day. I had downloaded the first season of Edge Runner. I watched it all during that day. I watched the whole thing in that day. And it was possibly one of the better experiences because I was stuck at work. And it was possibly the best experience I've ever had. It was so phenomenal. It was so nice. It was so good. Why? Because the emotion, yeah. The first season is perfect, in my opinion. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I really did like the first season. Did I think that it deserved to win Anime of the Year? No. When you're rivaling with people like Attack on Titans, sorry, but it did, right? So Cyberpunk Edge Runner as perfect. You got a dude that has next to nothing, lose his mom, lose everything, meets this group of people that are kind of criminals, that helps him survive into Night City. He finds a great augment, right? The augment takes him out, gives him more money. Realize that the only reason he's popular or successful is the augment, makes him want to have more augments, makes him want to go further and further and further. And guess what happened? His mentor died from cyberpsychosis. Instead of taking that as a warning, he continues. He meets the girl of his dream. Date the girl of his dream, right? She ends up being the target of Arkansas. Arakansas? I don't remember. It's been a while. He has to save her. He has to save her, meaning that he has to face people like Adam Smasher. His whole group, his entire group gets killed. I'm gonna repeat myself. His entire group gets killed. What does he do? He's like, well, fuck. What am I supposed to do? I'm gonna continue. There's two people left, Falco and Becca. So saving them, he goes in. David is flawed. But it's a love story. It's a love story. That has always been a love story between Lucy and David. Since episode, I think, 2. If I remember correctly, episode 1 ends with him asking to implant. In episode 2, he meets Lucy. And then he found out that the only way that he has to save everybody and to beat Adam Smasher is the exoskeleton, which takes him over the edge of cyberpsychosis. He gets killed, he gets destroyed. And there's a moment where Lucy appears. He's dropping, dude. He's dropping. He's dropping. And she picks his face. And the song Get Away plays. And I start crying. And it's okay to cry. It's always okay to cry. It's always okay to cry. And I go back home and I'm freaking distraught. I'm like, dude, this was horrible. I'm emotional, I'm distraught. I started making content the next year. One of the first show that I reacted to, reviewed, recapped was Edge Runner. And this show, I think it's a masterpiece. I think it's a masterpiece. So I have this much emotion. And one season just insane. So yeah, so here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna put this, and I'm gonna be reacting to video. There you go. 12 minutes intro to prove that I don't need to prove anything, but to show you that I care. Because I do. And the second I don't care, there's a big possibility there's gonna be a day where I don't care. There's a big possibility. And there you go. So we have the official trade teaser. I'm gonna read some comments. That's all I do. I usually go 3, but this is something that I particularly am not relating to, but care about. I need more than that. Gonna upgrade my trauma team package to platinum. Amazing. CDPR saw the fan base starting to yield inside that was unacceptable. CD Project Red. Should we have functioning cyberpsychosis in our mental kid? I'm down for this. This kid is smart. Everyone knows the cameraman doesn't die. I'm down. And I know I said I was gonna do it, but before that, you have to understand. You have to understand something, and it's, how can I put this? To me, this is one of the more important part of it. Part of what I'm trying to say, you know. It was pandemic, dude. I didn't know what the future had in store for me. I didn't even know what was gonna happen, and I was like, dude, this is the dream life. I'm staying on. I have a reason to stay home. I'm being paid. I'm eating what I want. I played video games the whole day. I watched Netflix show the whole day. That was a dream. And there was time where I started worrying. Dude, you're 27 years old. No. Holy shit, that was that long ago. You're 27 years old, dude. Holy shit. There's no way. What are you gonna do with your life? You're gonna get a girl? You're gonna get a girlfriend? I I need an escape. And the world of cyberpunk just was there. It was a way to get high. You could get high on jet, right? Cyberpsychosis, there was Nova. Oh, it's Nova, it's cool. Oh, Chooms, right? Preem. Who is this gunk? There was insult, there was street gangs. It was everything. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you something that I didn't say before. I'm not a big fan of GTA. I did like San Andreas, but I didn't like the fifth. I didn't like the fourth. It's too big. It's too much going on. The fifth is the biggest headache. You finish a mission, somebody else call you. You finish a mission, somebody else is call you. Like, dude, I don't have time to do anything that I want. I have to answer these people, otherwise the mission I'm gonna miss it. You know what I mean? Another pimple. Okay, enough talking. Let's do the do. I hope you guys are ready. I'm not. And by the way, last thing, I made it on purpose. I made it on purpose to not spoil myself and watch other people react to it. Oh, wait a second. Art style is phenomenal. Damn, dude. Look at the art style. Look at cyberpsychosis. Holy shit. Just wow. Just wow, dude. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who these people are. Oh my god. Okay, she's a badass. I don't know why. I feel like he's a leader. Wow. It looks so chaotic. Okay, this is badass. A lot going on, but still. Holy shit, I'm so down. It's so tough for me to react to it because it's so short. There's so little going on that you're like, okay, well, what is truly going on, you know? It's hard to react to. I mean, the character design are super cool. It seems like it's gonna be action filled. Like there's gonna be a lot going on. It's fantastic. It's just I just did this speech for like 12 minutes. I showed I'm biased. During the whole review, I'm like, dude, don't kiss ass. This is a normal trailer, but I'm just down, bro. I miss Cyberpunk. Like you guys realize that it's my first game where I didn't go for melee. You could go with Netrunner. You could go with gunplay or a brawler. And then I'm seeing the season 2 trailer and I'm thinking about season 1. Do you know why you cry when the song plays and David's die? So get away. It's because of something Johnny Silverhand told you. Because of something tu hermano told you. Jackie Wells told you. Because of something that Lucy told you. There's no happy ending in Night City. That's why. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Fucking tired but emotional. Oh shit. Holy dude. Okay. Okay, good. I want to take a ride on your disco stick. Boom. Tired of this bullshit, tired of the same thing over and over again. I just fucking opened, bro. What the fuck? And there you go. Off to bed, my friends. Good night. Wonderful day. I did it a lot. We were able to stream, to edit, to upload, to delete a lot of videos, able to play a lot of games, to make more videos. I'm gonna wake up in 4 hours and a half to go out for the party of Canada Day, but I'll go back to sleep after that, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace. Okay. Good night, Sword. Sword broke at the very last second. No! Ooh. 9 hours. 9 hours down the drain. 9 hours down the drain! Fuck you, man. Nine hours down the drain. So tired of this shit. Good at everything.